right, welcome to episode 201. It feels so weird to say 200, doesn't it, Carrie?
I know, it really does. It really does, but I love it. It's a great feeling.
201 of the Mommy Gamers podcast. I'm Marcia, aka Jax. I am here with Carrie, who has titled herself Poop tonight.
Well, because it's a big theme in my life today. Like, I went on a run, and about 4 miles into my 5-mile run, all of a sudden, just like a hot brick hit my stomach. And I apologize to anyone listening that like can't handle poop talk. But, you know, I figure, you know, the parents who are listening, like, we're all jaded to poop at this point, right? So,
really badly, yeah. So bad.
So then I'm like, what do? Do I keep running so that I get home to my bathroom faster? Or do, like, I walk? Because the running got a little dangerous. It was jostling some things around. And, like, I just realized, I was like, no, I have to walk this next mile. But I was, like, sweating because I did not know if I was going to make it. And I was like looking at the trees on the side of the trail. They were looking pretty good, but I made it. It's okay. It ended up being fine. But yeah, that was not fun today.
It's our time to mention that this podcast is sponsored by Depends.
I know, right? Like, I thought about it. I was like, now I know why marathon runners wear diapers, because, you know, like a marathon.
Isn't that a common thing though? It makes you have to poop or something running?
Well, yeah, like,
I don't know.
I mean, not like a short, like a 5-mile run usually wouldn't, but like marathon runners, they run like 26 miles. So like it takes hours to run. Like, that's an entire day that it takes to run that. So it's like, I mean, you're going to have to pee. You're probably going to have to poop at some point. And so like, I think that like they just wear diapers so they don't have to stop.
Okay. I feel like we went too far with this.
Sorry. Anyway,
I let it happen. I encourage it. This is a gaming podcast at its core.
I mean, I was playing some games of chance today. I'm just saying.
But we also like to talk about our real lives and our experiences with our children and our TV shows and stuff. So if you like everything, you will love us. Thank you for listening.
We only bring you premium content.
Oh, Lord. So this is we're recording on Sunday, the 22nd of November, just for whatever purposes. This is Thanksgiving week, so happy holidays to you, Carrie.
Yes, happy holidays to you as well. What are you doing? What are your plans?
Oh, God. Well, first and foremost, I don't know with the podcast editing when that will make this podcast come out, so we hope that everybody had a great Thanksgiving. The plan is for Friday, but we'll see. My plan for Thanksgiving is I'm home alone. The family was going to get together, but my sister said she understands if I didn't want to come and visit because they're in a different state, and she is an ER doctor or ER nurse, ED nurse, something, and her husband's a pulmonary physician assistant.
Oh.
Yeah, they're like, we don't blame you if you don't want to come see us for Thanksgiving, and I was like, I feel kind of guilty, but I'm going to stay home alone, and I'm going to host a Jaxgiving. For anybody who doesn't know, my gamer tag is Jax. And I'm going to game all week long.
Nice.
Doesn't that sound horrible, Carrie?
That sounds amazing.
No kids. All the gaming. So, of course, that will probably be mostly over by the time you guys hear this. If the podcast does come out on Friday, I'll still be doing it on Saturday. But the goal is to get people to, if people subscribe to our Twitch channel, The Mommy Gamers, or tip or cheer or sub on our Patreon that helps the podcast, I will keep adding more time to the streams.
Nice.
Kind of put a cap on it every day because I don't want to kill myself. I am old. And then at the end of it, any hours I can't finish, like if it gets to be too much, I'll donate the equivalent of the money to Extra Life Charity. So
nice.
That's my plan.
That's a good plan.
But mostly I just want to game all week. So not that I don't do it enough, but I was like, I haven't had a vacation where I just stayed at home and did nothing for a while. Can you remember like the last time you did that, Carrie?
I don't know that I've ever done that. I don't know.
I don't know that I have either, but if I do it under the guise of Twitch streaming, then I'm being productive. I'm earning money and I'm gaming with everybody.
See, there you go.
That's the plan.
I like it. I like it.
because goodness knows I don't game enough. What are you guys doing?
We're not doing just a whole lot. Again, this is another year where we can't really get back to Mississippi, so we are Maru is coming home from college.
Yay!
So we're getting her back. Tyler's going to go pick her up from college on Wednesday, so she'll be back home. I'm excited about that. And this is going to be the very first time in my 42 years on this planet that I will be attempting to cook a turkey.
Oh.
We'll see how it goes. I'll keep everyone updated. I've never done it before, but we've never been we've been taking COVID and stuff super seriously. So we're not going to we haven't even asked, Tyler's got family here in North Carolina, and that's what we've been doing every year is we've been spending it with them. But this year, we're not even asking them what they're doing because we're going to stay home. But
same.
That's
why I'm spending it alone. I'm good with being alone. I don't want to take a chance on anybody's health. I'm going to just,
exactly.
So.
And that's why we're just going to stay home. But I was but we still need turkey. I know I personally look really forward to that every year. So I've got a turkey that's pretty much defrosted in the fridge now, and I'm going to brine it.
Oh, good.
And we'll see.
I have to ask, on a scale of 1 to 10, how cooking savvy do you consider yourself in general?
I think I'm a solid 5. I say that because I only really started cooking within the past year, because when you have 6 people in the house, you just budget wise, you can't eat out all the time. And my kids were getting tired of me cooking the same stuff all the time because I only had a handful of go-tos when I would cook. So I only this year really started branching out. But even still, my quote unquote branching out is just throwing different things in the oven for 350 at 400 degrees with olive oil, salt, and pepper. That's my whole repertoire right there is I just roast
I think
things.
you'll be fine, but I have already added to episode 202 show notes that I would like a Carrie's turkey update.
I see that.
Now, I have made many, I know we're supposed to talk about video games, but Thanksgiving's exciting. I've made many turkeys over many years. Some have been great, some have been not great. I can honestly say that I'm really happy that I don't have to cook this year. And I know that sounds bad, but it's a lot. So if anybody's cooking for you on Thanksgiving, I hope you appreciated them. I probably am going to call out for Popeye's chicken. Did you see the thing they're doing?
Yes, I did. And it looks amazing.
They're putting just chicken in a turkey shape, basically.
Yeah, it looks amazing. But
that might be my plan. But I do want a turkey update next podcast.
Yeah, I will give one. Hopefully it'll go. We're crossing our fingers here. I've got a meat thermometer, and the turkey came with explicit instructions on how to do it. So I got a kit from the produce box, which is it's a produce delivery service that I get here in North Carolina. I don't. There's probably similar things other places, but
I think you'll be fine.
Yeah, it's got instructions, so I feel as long as I follow the instructions, I'll be okay. But I will give an update.
I think it takes a lot to mess up a turkey.
You can make it really dry. You know what? My nightmare is though. What is it? Is it? What's the movie where he cuts into it and then it's just hollow on the inside? Isn't that National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation? I think where he cuts into it.
It seems like that would be, yeah. And they're all excited for it, and it's just ruined. It'll be fine.
Yeah, we'll see.
It'll be fine. If you need any tips or tricks on Thanksgiving Day, feel free to reach out to me. I will be playing video games, but I can make time for you.
Thank you.
Speaking of gaming, though, I've got a couple things on the list. First and foremost, World of Warcraft Shadowlands drops tomorrow. We're recording on Sunday, so it's tomorrow, Monday the 23rd. I have played World of Warcraft pretty religiously for a while, but I kind of have gotten away from it. But I still like to buy every expansion, so this will be the 8th expansion. Gosh. It was delayed by a month, probably because COVID stuff. So I had picked up the best pack of it a month ago, and I haven't really touched it since. So I haven't really looked at what's going to be in it. I just want to be surprised. I know that sounds probably a little weird, but I want to just hop in and not know. But there's a whole bunch of stuff with Sylvanas, Afterlife, all kinds of crazy stuff, and I am ready for it. The main thing I'm most excited about is they've made the character customization better, so you look less. They look prettier. So
nice.
And of course, I pick like the elf from the Horde always because the Horde needed a pretty character, and I had to pick the pretty one. And I'm okay with being that basic girl. So I'll have more to talk about that next week. Carrie and I both play Animal Crossing, but still have yet to connect in the game, even though we've been talking about it for months, Carrie.
I know.
Did you see the new stuff?
I've seen no, I know they just added a bunch of stuff, like you can actually sit with your villagers now, and I haven't gotten into that update yet because it just hit this week, right?
Yeah, it was just a couple days ago.
Yeah, I haven't been able to play in the last couple of days, so
I hopped on just to pick it up. So there's the hip reaction pack that you can get when you go into the little place where Nook and what's her face are sitting. You can sit with the villagers now. You can also do yoga and work out. So when they're doing their little stuff in the plaza, you can join them.
Oh, nice.
Which I think it's really cute. It's cheesy, but it's cute. You've always seen them and you're like, I want to join them. The funniest thing is all the people doing these blog posts about being able to sit with their villagers finally. It seems that, and I've tried it a couple times, when you go to sit with them, they get up and leave instantly. It's like hurtful. And some people have done some blogs. They're like, now that I can finally sit with them, none of them want to sit with me. So I tried it. I have a book cafe in my Animal Crossing town. So each one has a little iron table with 2 chairs. One of my villagers was sitting there and I was like, oh, I'm going to sit across from them. And they got up within 2 seconds.
Oh my gosh.
Granted, you could sit in chairs before. You could sit in chairs or on pillows or whatever. You just couldn't plop on the ground if they were sitting by the water or chilling under a tree. So I'll have to test that theory more, but they did add that. And then there's the maple leaf stuff, which I still don't care about because I feel like it's very brown and boring.
Yeah.
They also changed your ability to time travel a bit.
Yeah, I heard that they were kind of cracking down on that. I never did it. I never did it.
Same. Never.
I'm not about that life. Mm-hmm. Now Maru, she is a huge time traveler. That's all she does on the game. So I am sure that is something that's going to impact her. But I don't know. I just can't. It feels like cheating.
It's not as much as it feels like cheating for me because I'm a big proponent of cheating to get ahead for everything. But my fear, and I have weird anxiety, my fear is that I might break my game and lose progress or something. And then I would be very upset. So
all I'm saying is that I have been, as far as Animal Crossing goes, there was one time on the GameCube version when Mr. Rossetti made me write a letter of apology to every single villager. And I have had trauma since then. I just don't I am so, even though I don't think that Mr. Rossetti is in this version, but I still have a very healthy fear of Mr. Rossetti. So I go the straight and narrow on my Animal Crossing. It took me all day to write those letters, because if you would just write I'm sorry or whatever, if it was a short letter, he would yell at you and make you rewrite it. It had to be a full letter.
You know what? That could be why my anxiety is over it too, because I remember something in the past happened. I don't know if I lost a game or whatever, or messed up a save, but that could be it too. It's PTSD from Rossetti.
I mean, seriously, I will never forget that. That was so awful. I just wanted to play my game, and I had to sit there and write all these letters, and it took forever because you're sitting there with the GameCube controller, having to pick each individual. Oh, it's awful.
Yeah, it wasn't like the Switch where you could just touch it and type.
Yeah.
That's funny. So
no.
Yeah, again, so neither Carrie or I time travel, so I don't know the full details. I've heard you can't go forward, but you can still go back, maybe. But again, I don't really do that. I've still been having fun with Animal Crossing. I made a TikTok for the Mommy Gamers TikTok. We have one, by the way. I don't do much with it. But I made a little thing of Pascal coming from my scallops recently. So if anybody wants to follow the Mommy Gamers on TikTok, feel free. I don't know what I'm doing with it, but whatever, it's there. It's most things in my life.
It is some quality content, just like we bring you with the podcast, y'all.
Oh God, the sarcasm. It's like I remember it's there and I'm like, oh, I can upload a Twitch clip to it or whatever. And the best one has still been that dirty clip of me like riding on one of those Fortnite toys and ruining that for every like kid that looked at the channel. They're like, oh my God. There's a bouncy toy in Fortnite that's an emote, right? And you can bounce on it and it has like 80s porn music in it.
Wow.
I ruined it for some kids on TikTok. Anyway, last but not least from my gaming chat, even though I've played a lot of stuff, Twitch Sings is going away at the end of the year. And I don't know, Carrie, if you ever played that.
It was one of those things that I always wanted to because singing. And now that it's going away, like I'll never get to. And I'm just like sad about it. Like, no, I did never get to do it. But it was something I always wanted to do, if that makes sense.
You have a month. It's hard to do, though. So prior to a couple months ago, I was staying with my parents for a while. So it was really hard to like have a karaoke night.
Mm-hmm.
So now that was one of my things I was excited about, getting my own place. I was like, I can do Twitch Sings and karaoke all the time. And now they're taking it away. But you have until the end of the year. I think they're pulling it in January. And then I guess December 1st, they're going to pull any of the videos off of Twitch that people have done, because you can start a duet or join in a duet with another streamer. And if you post it, it goes to your Twitch page as a video, which is kind of fun or kind of bad if you stayed up too late having too many glasses of wine and think you're a really great singer at midnight.
You know what, though? That's probably, with all the DCMA stuff, that's probably why they're taking it away.
They announced it before, but, I won't get into all that because politics and drama and whatever. But I'm going to be sad to see it go because I did have a lot of fun with it. I really liked being able to hop on, and even if I don't save the songs, kind of like have like a song night. I'm sure the neighbors at some point have been like, what is she doing? Is somebody dying? We call the police. It's really not good. But just so you know, if you guys do play Twitch Sings or haven't tried it yet, you have a month, and it was really, really fun, and I had a great time with it. So, Carrie, have you done any gaming, or have you just been gaming for work?
I've just been gaming for work, but that's about over now. So hopefully I'll be able to get back into gaming for fun.
I was going to put some stuff about Just Dance 2021 in there. That's your game, but I'm going to save it for the next show because I feel like 3 things was enough. But Haley, literally, we went shopping for clothes. She's gotten taller again. She's 10 years old, and she is now an adult size small.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, she's super tall. Her head comes up to my shoulder, and I'm 5'8". So, but she's like, hey, Mom, can I get a workout outfit for Just Dance? And I was like, yeah. So she picked out, it's the cutest thing, Carrie, you're going to love it. She picked out these shiny yoga pants and a matching, like, shiny little sports bra that has, like, the crisscrossy straps in the back and, like, a little flouncy tank top to go over it. And she's like, I could wear it with just the sports bra and the leggings at home. And I was like, yeah, you can. So she puts on her little workout outfit to go play Just Dance 2021. And it is the most charming thing ever. Like, last night I was making dinner and I was like, oh, I'm going to put some music on. She's like, well, I'm going to play Just Dance. And I was like, even better. Then I get music. So she's having a really good time with it.
That's awesome. I love hearing that.
She likes how they added like the little gumball machine kind of thing, the prize thing.
Yeah.
She loves that. It's like, oh, I got a sticker. And I was like,
yeah,
great.
That's how you get like new avatars and like you can even get new like unlock songs out of there and stuff. It's a lot of fun.
She's ridiculously entertained with Beep Beep, I'm a Sheep too, and I don't like it. Why?
That's funny.
Why? I'd never heard it before, and I was like, this is ridiculous.
There's songs out there that are like for kids, like kid friendly. Yeah. That's what that's all about.
But she's 10 now, so she's like on that cusp where, she likes like the older kid songs, and she's like, it's too easy. And I was like, that's because you're only trying to get the sensor for your kid. I got the Switch version because I thought it'd be easier for her to take to her dad's. I'm like, you're only moving that one arm. I was like, forget about hitting the moves. Try and match all of them. And she's like acting like a ballerina. I love it. Anyway.
That's awesome.
Actually, I think that should cover my parents' corner thing too. Because I had put that she likes the Swiffer wet jet and she mopped the floors today. She thought it was great.
See, that's awesome though. That's awesome.
It really was. She's like, hey, can I mop the floor? And I was like, well, let me do the kitchen because I got to scrub, right? The kitchen, you got to like, get in there. But the hardwood floors in the living room, hardwood, I say with air quotes. I was like, yeah, go for it.
That's awesome. That's like awesome.
Yeah, I hope it lasts because, I mean, it's fun because you squirt it, right? It's like, choo, 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 choo.
Yeah.
Yeah, the floors were really gross too. So anyway, what about Madeline smooshing her face?
Yeah, so she can't talk to me now unless, like, she will put her forehead against mine and smush her nose into mine and look me dead in the eyes and say whatever it is she has to say. And it's like she feels like she can't talk to me unless her face is, like, literally pressed against mine.
That sounds adorable.
And, like, it's adorable and, like kind of terrifying at the same time because she'll just like get right up in there and be like, I want some more chocolate milk. It's like,
maybe she'll be an interrogator when she grows up, right?
Maybe. I hope
Tell me her secrets.
I hope she can put these skills to use somehow one day. But yeah, I'm trying to like I'll just kind of lightly push her back and be like, okay, sweetie, you don't have to get right up in my face because it hurts. Like, she's not gently doing it. Like, she's...
Lick her nose.
Yeah, she'd probably think it was hilarious.
She'd probably lick you back.
Probably. But yeah, it's not like a gentle, like, just lightly touching. I mean, she's like full force, like, will stand up. If I'm sitting on the couch, will stand up and put all her weight into it, forcing her face against mine. Like, it's... I don't know what... It's like she's trying to assert her dominance or something. I don't know.
Yeah, I think that's exactly what it is. She's like, all right, guess what?
She's like, you will listen to me.
Yeah.
So yes, that's been that's what's been going on in my parents' corner.
Nice.
Yeah. Ugh.
Mine will be largely quiet this week, and I'm so excited.
All the gaming. I can't wait to get back to gaming.
I know. I should do other productive stuff this week, but I feel like that in itself is being productive.
It's being productive.
That's what I'm going with. I don't have a lot for TV and movies because I know you need to gush over Supernatural, but I had put the last time I recorded a bit in about the Queen's Gambit.
So
I guess
good.
I was early to that one because, yeah, people are really starting to talk about it like a lot more now. So it released on October 23rd on Netflix, and I binged it. Did you watch the whole thing, Carrie?
Yes, I binged it all in one day.
Oh, yay! Okay, so we can talk about something that we've both watched, which doesn't happen very often. So it's a fictional story, but it follows the life of an orphan who finds out she's a chess prodigy. I mean, she's like amazing, but it's like in the mid 50s and the 60s when, as we all know, women in general weren't really respected or, considered for anything. So she dives into this world of chess, which apparently is super intense. I wasn't aware.
Yeah.
And it's just, she's young too. So you figure she's like a teenager going through all of this, and it was super intense, and I enjoyed it. Carrie, your thoughts?
I think what got me about it is it's really a story of like trauma and addiction and mental health and battling addiction and mental health all wrapped up in this story about chess, because the main girl, played by Anna Joy Taylor. There's an Anna, a Joy, and a Taylor in her name. I can't remember which order they go in. But she was in Split.
Anna Taylor -Joy.
There you go, Anna Taylor Joy. So I had it right the first time. She was in Split and Glass, and she's been in some other things. But her character, her mom struggled with mental health. And at the beginning of it, or throughout the series, we find out in flashbacks that her mom took her own life with her in the car. And it kind of traumatized her. And then when she went to the orphanage, they were sedating all the kids because early 60s, and why not? Then she became addicted to the sedatives. And it just kind of set a theme for her whole life, where she was just trying to fight off alcohol and addiction while still being this chess giant in the field. And by the end of it, it really feels like she finally kind of comes into her own and finally feels like she knows who she is. It's almost like the opposite of the manic pixie girl trope. Because if the main character was a man, she would be probably be the manic pixie girl trope, but she's the forefront character, and you really see her by the end of it come into herself and be like this whole person, whereas that trope tend to be they're only their quirks. And for those who may not know what the manic pixie girl trope is it's something that started kind of in the early 2000s, where they would have, like, men would be inspired by some quirky character. Kate Winslet's character in Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind is manic pixie girl. Kirsten Dunst and Elizabeth Towns, manic pixie girl. Even in Scott Pilgrim has it. Anyway, so that's what I'm going with here. But she's like kind of the opposite of that, because she becomes this full character, and she's more than her quirks. And I don't know. I thought it was excellent.
I loved it. I saw it pop up on Netflix and I was like, I put it on my list. And then when I started watching it, I couldn't stop. Her friendships with people and their different personalities were amazing. And something in her addiction, being a gifted person, also spoke to me as somebody gifted. And I'm sure, Carrie, you probably can relate a little bit. Just, when you're gifted and you have so much going on, it's very intense. And a lot of those people can be more dependent on drugs and alcohol. So it was neat seeing that. But I agree, I would like to have seen more, but they did their job, and it's really neat how the chess community is popping up and saying, like, they did a good job with it.
Yeah, I've seen
and
that.
I think that's cool.
I've seen that about how normally chess, and it's specifically the boards and such in movies, it's sloppy and they don't have actual positions. And apparently that really gets under the chess community skin, which I understand, coming from, someone in the gaming community that cannot stand it when people are either holding the controller wrong in movies or they're playing a Nintendo game with a PlayStation controller, or
it happens.
Or even I was watching Dexter the other day and he was playing Halo 3 on a PC, and I'm like, that's with a keyboard and a mouse, and I'm like, no. Anyway.
Oh God.
Anyway.
It's nice when a community steps up and says good things about something, because people lately they're so quick to be so negative. So
it's true.
I was happy to see it getting some praise and some respect and some nods on things. Totally off topic, that movie with oh God, now I can't think of it. The Witches, the new Witches remake with Anne What's-Her-Face.
Yes.
That one's getting torn apart because the witches' hands were different.
Really?
So there's a community of people who also have hands that are different. And they said that they were going to make that community feel bad. And I get it.
Okay.
But it probably wasn't ill-intended the way they did it. But, it seems like that's the thing right now, where everybody's like, you did it wrong and this is horrible. So it was nice to hear people say that it was done right.
Yes.
For once, is all I'm saying. So I'm going to now step back and I'm going to let Carrie express.
What's funny is in the show notes, I put, so we haven't recorded in a couple of weeks. And in the show notes, I have something that happened on Supernatural that I was upset about. And this wasn't even the finale hadn't even happened yet. So for those who may or may not know, the very last episode of Supernatural ever aired this past Thursday.
Now, how many years has Supernatural gone on? Because I watched for a couple years and
15.
Gave up.
15, which it's there's two sides to that though, because on one hand it's okay, yeah, it's been going on for 15 years. Maybe it's time to end it at this point. But then on the other hand, it's I've been very emotionally invested in this show and in these characters for 15 years of my life. So it's extremely emotionally invested. I mean, anyone who's watched this show at all, or has listened to our podcast at all, knows I am very emotionally invested in this show.
You guys, it's been the entire time that we've done this 8.5 years.
And so it was a piece of it. as dumb as it sounds, it felt like a piece of my life was ending.
That's not dumb.
Like, it was...
I think everybody has been emotionally connected to a show or a series or a thing and can relate.
Yeah, and this was like only one of my children is older than this show. You know what I mean? Like,
Aww.
like it's...
Stop it.
I cried
Stop it, just talk about
hard at the finale.
If you cry on this podcast, I
will
swear.
not cry, I promise. Like, I do feel very emotional at the moment, but I'm not going to cry. But I cried so hard when I watched it the first time, and then I watched it again later with Tyler, because my husband also, you know, loves Supernatural. And I cried all over again, just as hard the second time, even though I knew everything that was going to happen. I'm still like, Carrie on My Wayward Son started playing, and I just lost it. Now, the thing that I was talking about when I put it in the show notes, and I am going to touch on this, if there's anybody that doesn't want, from 2 episodes before the show ends, doesn't want any spoilers, fast forward a little bit. Because
there's your warning. Do it now.
Yeah, spoiler warning, just letting you know. But I feel like it was all over Twitter. Like, it was trending the night of the election. Or no, it was the night after the election, I think. It was trending. Ugh. It was number 2 trending on Twitter. But they made Destiel canon. And then they killed Castiel. Which they've come a little bit under fire for, because there's another trope that's called Kill the Gay, where a character will come out as gay and then they immediately die. And that's kind of what they did, because Castiel professed his love to Dean and then immediately died. But I feel like the way it happened was a little bit more organic, because they had set up very earlier on that Castiel, because he had died, and when angels die, they go into this place called the Empty. And he made a deal with the Empty to get him and Jack, who's another character, out. But the only way the Empty would let them go is if Castiel promised that whenever he experiences true happiness, the Empty will come back and take him again.
Oh, no.
And Castiel was like, you know, I made this, and they're in a situation where, like, death is about to kill him and Dean anyway. And so Castiel realizes that the only way he can save them is to summon the Empty, because the Empty will take death along with them. And he's like, you know, when I made the deal, I didn't think I would ever find true happiness, because I knew that happiness, what would make me truly happy, is something I could never have. And then he was like, but I realize now that having it isn't what would make me happy. I just need to say it. And then he goes off on this huge, just amazing speech. And then at the end, he's like, I love you, Dean.
Aww.
And then he like grabs Dean and like throws him out of the way, because Dean kind of figures out what he's doing, and he's like, no, don't do this. And he grabs him and he throws him out of the way, and then the Empty takes him, and then Castiel's gone. And then they added in this little touch, though, where I don't know how far you saw into Supernatural, but when Castiel first shows up,
I can't even remember.
He pulls
the
Dean
show
out of hell, and that's like how they introduced the character, because he's the angel that pulls Dean out of hell when Dean got sent to hell at the end of season 3.
I think I remembered that.
And he had a handprint scar from Castiel on his arm for like a really long time, because that was where Castiel like gripped him and ripped him up from hell. And there was like a blood stain of the same handprint on the same shoulder when he threw Dean to the floor. I lost it.
Oh.
I lost it. I was like,
That's
I was
awesome.
crying. When I was watching it with Tyler, I was like, it's where he gripped him from perdition. Ah! Just crying and blubbering mess. Like, oh, it was bad. So anyway, spoilers are over. I won't talk about that anymore. I'm not going to talk about what happened in the finale, because that's like, I know people who gave up on it a long time ago that are like, no, I'm going to watch the last episode. Because honestly, you can watch the last episode if all you ever watched was season 1. You can understand what's going on in the last episode. Like, they kind of ended the conflict that they've been dealing with this season in the episode before the last episode. So then the last episode was kind of like where do they go? Like, they've defeated everyone they needed to. Everything's like more or less fixed. Where do they go from here? And that's kind of what the episode deals with.
No, are they going to have a spinoff?
No, they were going. There's been 2 spinoffs that they filmed pilots for, and that they were going to potentially have, and the CW ended up not picking up either one. One of them I'm glad they didn't, because it was really stupid and the whole premise was dumb, and I hate that episode that's supposed to set up that spinoff. It was going to be about like a war between werewolves and vampires in Chicago, and it was super stupid. I'm glad they didn't do that.
Wasn't that Twilight?
Basically, like, I was like, do we really need this anymore? Like, anyway.
No.
And then the second spinoff was going to be called Wayward Sisters, and it was going to focus on a lot of the strong female characters that are in the show and them hunting monsters. And it was basically going to be very similar to Supernatural, but instead of focusing on the Winchesters, it would have been focusing on the women. And I'm pretty mad that they didn't pick that one up. I thought that the episode setting it up was amazing. I love all those characters.
Yeah.
The actresses are great. I think it would have been a really good idea for them to have picked that up, and I don't know why they didn't, but whatever. They have, Jared Padalecki and Jensen Ackles have said they would do movies later, but I don't know how, I'm not going to say anything other than I don't know how they would do that. Like, the series is pretty final.
I feel like they have to, because it's like every old or every show that like went on forever ended up with a movie, right? Like X-Files and all of them. They'll Animaniacs is back. Yeah. I mean, they'll come back to it eventually. We got to talk about that next week.
Yeah. Yeah, because the Animaniacs. I won't talk about it now. But yeah, but at the same time, like I said, and those who are listening who have seen the finale will get what I'm saying. Like, I'm just not sure how they would do it. But I mean, I guess they could find a way because it's Supernatural. So it's like
people will love it. I mean, like, they did Ab Fab, they did Sex and the City. Like, everything becomes a movie eventually.
Yeah, I'm just interested to see how they work that. I guess I don't know. I can't say too much without spoiling.
I'm putting Animaniacs in here before I forget about it.
There you go. But other than that, now that I've gotten the Supernatural talk out of the way, there is one other thing. I deleted 2 other things that I was going to talk about this week, but
we're too chatty. We love it.
The one thing that I did want to bring up is NXIVM. Oh my God. Have you seen it?
Never even heard of it. Please tell me about it.
So NXIVM is this documentary series that's on HBO Max, and it's about this company, which was called NXIVM, that ended up being like a sex cult. Oh. And like all these high profile actors were involved. Like one of the girls from, like a couple of the girls from what was that Superman show? Smallville.
Oh, like, yeah.
The actress that played Lana Lane was involved. There was another actress that was like that was a regular on that show, and she was like one of the ringleaders. And it just talks about like how this guy that owned the company and was like at the top of it was able to manipulate these people, and specifically like these women, over time, and how he was able to like really program them and a little bit.
Okay, wait, did he like control what they ate and stuff? Because I feel like I saw a commercial about it today.
Yes.
Okay.
Like he was,
something popped in my timeline.
He would like limit their calories. They had to. So NXIVM was the big company, and then there was a subset of that was the main sex cult. And if the women that were involved in that had to be branded, and they were branded with his like initials, they were told it was something else. They were told that it was like a river and a mountain, and it was supposed to like represent the elements or whatever. But this one lady like looked at it one day and looked at it from the side and realized it was this dude's initials.
Oh,
and
creepy.
They would brand them like right around their pubic area. and
Well-
they would have to, they would all have like, they would be slaves and masters, and they would have to ask their master if they could eat, like for everything. Like if they wanted to eat breakfast, they'd be like, "Master, can I have an orange for breakfast?"
I feel like I kind of need that, and then I wouldn't be as chunky as I am right now.
But I mean, it's scary. But the thing that like really stuck out with me about it is the way it goes through the journey of how because when you think about it, like, why would anyone in their right mind allow this to happen to themselves? But the thing I like about the documentary is it really goes into the how it happened and the manipulation and the psychology behind like what this guy was able to do, and why these women in the end were like okay with it, because they were just so programmed, and it's just insane to me. And I don't know. If you have HBO Max and you're looking for some crazy town stuff to watch, Nexium is it. It's insane.
I also like the whole thing of a personal like dietitian plus sex, so I'll check it out.
It's only sex with this one dude. Like they were only allowed to have sex with this one dude.
That's what people get when they get married.
And he's like not even a good looking guy. Like it's crazy to me. It's crazy to me. But apparently
it's a really weird addition to our topics here. I like it.
But anyway, I just had to bring that one up because it was just like you hear about these cults and stuff, and to me, I always felt like it was a certain type of person that would be sucked into that.
Mm-hmm.
But this really shows how there were people, like there was one girl who's like a member of royalty, like her grandmother was a princess, and you know, she had her head completely on her shoulders and she got completely sucked into it. I
don't know. I would argue that royalty is a cult in itself.
I mean, but you see what I'm saying though? Like
yeah, I do.
It was really eye-opening to the fact that more or less anybody can be manipulated that way. If you allow it, you know, especially in the beginning, it was crazy to me. Even Beru from the Star Wars prequels was involved. She like Beru,
really,
yeah, the actress that played the young Aunt Beru, she was involved. She was one of the first to realize that things weren't right and to get out and just kind of start trying to like bring it down. But that's all crazy. These actresses and like big names and stuff. It was crazy. Anyway, Nexium. It's spelled Nxivm.
HBO Max. Okay. I actually just recently got access to that. Thank you, Jen, my sister. Thank you. She's like, did you check out the Fresh Prince stuff? And I was like, I didn't yet. I don't have HBO Max. And I can't get it to stream to my Roku TV because it's cheap. I got this $200 TV. So we should put Fresh Prince on there for next week, too.
Oh, yeah. I need to watch that.
Anyway, so many things. We're going to dive into announcements and then get out of here because I'm sure Carrie has a life and I need to go, I don't know, clean something. We do have a giveaway up on the Mama Gamers website. So if you go to themamagamers.com, there's a giveaway. It's a bunch of cute Animal Crossing stuff made by a hair affair. She crochets and does cute things. So it's like a bell bag from the game that's crocheted, and in it are some wine glass charms that are Animal Crossing themed. $20 Nintendo eShop gift card, and then you get to pick a mask from we have a Teespring shop that I put together, and we have like our Mommy Gamers Animal Crossing mashup logo thing, so you can pick a mask. So check that out at themamagamers.com. You have until the end of November to get in on it. The only way to enter the giveaway is with your channel points, which you earn by watching me stream on Twitch, so it's all a trap. It's not the worst trap though, because on the Twitch channel we have a lot of fun. We have community play dates. We've been playing Among Us. We've been playing Animal Crossing. We've been playing Phasmophobia, Cake Wars, like everything. And like if I get extra copies of games, we give them out so we can all play. So it's really fun. So definitely join me. I don't think I talk about the Twitch channel that much on the podcast, but it is an expansion of the Mama Gamers community, and we have a blast. We have an Extra Life team that has raised more than $10,000 this year for charity helping sick kids. We're doing good things. The podcast is a huge part of the Mommy Gamers, but like everything we take outside of here and do is also important. So check our website, check our Twitch channel, find our social medias. This week is Jack's Giving. I think I talked about it earlier. I'll be streaming all week, but the week will probably be over by the time you hear this, so I'm not going to like expand on it. But it will be a stumble into Streakmas, which I think this will be my 4th or 5th year doing it. I don't remember. Carrie, do you? I don't know.
I think 4th.
At least 4 years, yeah. So I try and stream every single day during the month of December. It doesn't always work, but I'll have a Christmas tree up, and if people come and subscribe to the channel, I'll put balls on the tree for you. That's a joke. So definitely follow us and hang out with us. If you find the Mommy Gamers, you can find me, Jaxbox Chick. You can find Carrie wherever she wants you to stalk her.
Kiba13 on most things. KEEBA13.
Yeah. I hope everybody had a safe and happy Thanksgiving. Carrie, I hope your turkey turns out okay.
I'll let you know.
I will be enjoying Popeye's chicken and gaming all day on Thanksgiving. And definitely make sure, if you're listening to the podcast on any of the podcast things, leave us a review if you'd like. And check out our Patreon, the Mommy Gamers, if you want more podcasts.
Do it.
Or don't, because I don't really want to record more. I'm kidding, I do. And I'll do all the things. All right, you guys have a great day. Bye.